Hi everyone, welcome back to your English class. In the previous days, we have done a few lessons from your main textbook. Today we are moving back to your Moments textbook, which is the supplementary reader for your 9th standard syllabus. Today we are going to look at a lesson which is written by a famous writer named Oscar Wilde. Oscar Wilde is a popular poet and a playwright who was born to highly educated parents. His father was a surgeon. He was an expert in performing eye and ear surgery, and his mother was a famous writer. His father was also interested in writing plays and stories, and they have also published various works. So, Oscar Wilde was born on 16th October 1854 and he died at the age of 46 in the year 1900. So there are many famous works of Oscar Wilde, and today what we are going to see is titled The Happy Prince. As I told you, we are going to take this chapter from the Moments textbook. This chapter is the 5th chapter in your textbook, whereas this is going to be the second lesson that we learn from this textbook, the previous one being In the Kingdom of Fools. Here I have written down a few words to which you may find the meaning, as I have given here, a little different from what we normally use. Some of the words which are given here are not used in the normal course of time. So when we come to the title, The Happy Prince, we all know that we are going to talk about a prince in this chapter, a royal person. And the prince is not an ordinary one, he is a very happy person. So let's get into this chapter and find out how happy the prince was, whether he was really happy or not. Alright, so I hope you all are ready with your textbooks now. One quick read and a quick explanation, because as I have always told, supplementary reader is for you to read and understand. Alright, The Happy Prince by Oscar Wilde. The Happy Prince was a beautiful statue. He was covered with gold. He had sapphires for eyes and a ruby in his sword. Why did he want to part with all the gold that he had and his precious stones? So now we come to know that the Happy Prince is not a living prince. He is in fact a statue. And how was the statue? The statue was beautiful, loaded with gold and precious gems, and he had a sword with him which also had a precious gem in it. And then the final line of the introduction says, why did he want to part away with the gold and his precious stones? That's what we are going to look from inside this chapter. High above the city, on a tall column, stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded all over thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes, he had 2 bright sapphires and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. So just note down the difficult words that you come across in this chapter. Probably most of the words I have written here. So what is a tall column? A pillar with a base formed on the top of the pillar where the statue is placed. And how is the statue described? It is gilded all over. Gilded means it was covered with, all over it was covered with thin leaves of fine gold. So the statue was covered with gold. And what were in place of his eyes? In place of his eyes, he had 2 sapphires, one each. The sapphire is a blue colored precious stone. And what was there studded in his sword? Sword is the weapon which a prince normally holds. So it had a ruby on its hilt. Hilt is the handle of the sword. So on the handle of the sword there was a ruby. So his body is covered with thin gold leaf. Eyes had sapphires and the sword's handle had a ruby studded on it. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. Swallow means a bird. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, but he stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. So a swallow is flying through this place, and the swallow's destination is Egypt, where already his friends had gone 6 weeks ago. All day long he flew and at night time he arrived in the city. Where shall I put up? He said. I hope the town has made preparations. So it's a bird, a bird is named swallow. So what does a swallow think? It is flying during the daytime. When it is night, he comes to the city and wants to take rest there. And what does he say? I hope this town has all the arrangements ready for my arrival, because he wants to take rest there. Then he saw the statue on the tall column. So what do you think, children? If a bird wants to take rest, what would it do? It may sit under the statue, it may sit in the window of some building, or it may find a tree which he feels that to be safe. So here it sees this statue on the column and decides to go there. I'll put up here, he cried. It's a fine position with plenty of fresh air. So he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince. So alighted means he just flew down and sat on the feet of this happy prince's statue. I have a golden bedroom, he said softly to himself as he looked around, and he prepared to go to sleep. But just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing, he cried. There is not a single cloud in the sky. The stars are quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining. So when the bird just prepared itself to sleep and it put its head under its wings, a big drop of water just dropped on its head, and it was surprised to see on such a clear night when the stars were shining brightly. That means it was not cloudy. How can it rain? Then another drop fell. What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off? Off means away. He said, I must look for a good chimney pot. So chimney pot means in a traditional way you would see that beneath will be the place where cooking takes place, and through that there will be a pillar through which the smoke will go out. You would remember this from a legend of the Northland poem, where the bird just comes out of the chimney. So here the bird thinks, because this statue is not keeping me safe from this rain, I should look for a chimney pot to take rest. But before he had opened his wings, a thin drop fell and he looked up. What did he see? The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and tears were running down his golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. So when he looked up before he started to fly, he saw that the prince was weeping. Tears were just rolling down his eyes, and the bird immediately felt pity on this prince because his face was glowing, having a golden skin. The prince and his face were shining in the moonlight. Who are you? He said. I am the happy prince. Why are you weeping then? Asked the swallow. You have quite drenched me. Drenched me means you have made me wet. Drench means wet. So when the swallow asks the prince, who are you? He says, I am the happy prince. If you are a happy person, you would normally not cry. So thinking of that, the swallow asked the prince, if you are a happy person, then why should you cry? And because of your tears, you have made me completely wet. When I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I did not know what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrow is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So I lived, and so I died. So what does the prince say? I don't know what sorrow is. I have never seen tears. I lived in a beautiful palace. Everyone called me happy. They not only called me happy, I actually lived as a happy person and I died as a happy person. In my palace, sorrow was not allowed to enter. And now that I am dead, they have set me up. Set me up means they have placed me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. So what does the prince say? When I was actually a human being and I had a human heart, I did not know about all the sadness and misery in the world. But now that I am dead, they have placed me at a higher place from where I can see all the suffering of people. Misery means suffering. So when he is looking at the suffering of those people, even though he has a heart of lead, a metallic heart, he is not able to take the sadness around him. He says that he is able to see how ugly and suffering, how ugliness and suffering is widespread in his place, which he is not able to tolerate, and due to helplessness he is crying. What? Is he not solid gold? Said the swallow to himself. He was too polite to make any personal remarks. So Swallow just thought to himself, by looking at the prince, Swallow thought that the prince is made completely of gold. And when the prince told that my heart is made of metal, the swallow immediately thinks that the prince is not made of gold. He is made of metal, only with a golden leaf on the top covering. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice. Far away in a little street there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. So he says, having been placed at such a high place in the city, he is able to see everything in the city. So he is able to look at a far house where through a window he can see that one lady is sitting beside the table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has coarse red hands, all pricked by needle, for she is a seamstress. So he says she is a thin structured lady who has all sores in her hand because of the pricking of the needle. And why is she all like this? Because she is a seamstress. Seamstress means a female tailor. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. So there is a queen, and for the queen this seamstress is making a beautiful gown, and in the gown she is embroidering, that is making beautiful floral designs using different colors of thread. And what is she making this for? This dress is being prepared for the next ball. Ball means a dance program. And it's a court ball, means the ball function, the ball dance is going to take place in the royal court. In a bed in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying ill. He has a fever and is asking his mother to give him oranges. His mother has nothing to give him but river water, so he is crying. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move. So what the prince says, in a far distance I can see one lady sitting by the table as she is preparing the ball dress for the queen. Queen's maids of honor. So the ladies who are going to be with the queen, the attendants of the queen, their clothes is being prepared by this seamstress. What else does he see? He sees that in the corner of a room in a bed, one little boy is lying. The boy has a fever and he has asked for oranges to be eaten from this lady, but she is not able to provide for it. So what does he say? This lady doesn't have anything to give this little boy except for the river water. Now we get water in tap. In earlier times, water had to be fetched from the river or the well, and all this lady had was only the river water which she can give him. She didn't have any money. So the prince requests the swallow to take out the ruby from the hilt of his sword and go and give it to this seamstress. Why does he want the swallow to do it? Because he is a statue and his feet are stuck to a pedestal. He is placed on a high column, and how is he placed? He is made to stand and his feet are tied. It is fixed on the pedestal. So he requests the swallow to go and hand over the ruby to this seamstress. I am waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. My friends are flying up and down the Nile and talking to the large lotus flowers. Soon they will go to sleep. So the swallow first shows disinterest in helping this prince, because the swallow says, I have to go to Egypt. My friends are waiting for me in Egypt. They are flying up and down the Nile. Nile is the national river of Egypt. You would have studied from your childhood days. So what are the birds doing? With the flow of the river, the birds are just flowing up and down the river. They must be waiting for me. I have to join them soon. And what will they be enjoying? They will be enjoying and talking to the large lotus flowers. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. The boy is so thirsty and the mother so sad, he said. So as he requested the swallow to give the ruby to the seamstress, he tells that the mother looks to be very sad and the boy is so ill and thirsty. Won't you stay one night with me and be my messenger and help these people? I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. So he once again stresses that he is not interested in staying back but wants to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked sad, so that the little swallow was sorry. It's very cold here, he said. But he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. So finally, after the discussion with Prince, the swallow also tells him that I am feeling very cold here, but still for one night I am ready to stay here because you look very sad. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. So the swallow just plucked out the ruby from the handle of that sword and it kept it on the beak and flew away across the town, across all the roofs of the town to reach that seamstress's house. He passed by the cathedral tower. Cathedral means church. The church's tower. He passed by the cathedral tower where the white marble angels were sculptured. So angels are the messengers of God. And sculptured means they were carved to that shape. He passed by the palace and heard the sounds of dancing. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. Usually a ball dance is done by the husband and wife or the lovers or the royal people. So in the palace, the sounds of this ball were heard by the swallow as he flew past the palace. And what does he see in the balcony? A girl and her lover from the dance session come out to this balcony. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. So probably these people were practicing for the royal ball, she said. So what does she tell her lover? She tells that for the state ball, I hope my dress will be ready on time. I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. So probably she is talking about that particular seamstress who is preparing embroidery on a gown for the maid of honor. And she feels that the seamstress is so lazy that she takes too much time to complete my dress. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns hanging on the masts of the ships. So on the ships you will see some pillars, some poles, wooden poles or metal poles. Those are called the masts. What was hanging from the masts? It is the lantern. So lantern is the lamp shaped in the which is used in the olden times to give light. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired. So when the swallow reaches the seamstress's house, the boy was tossing. He was turning again and again to both the sides as he was restless. He was thirsty and he was not able to sleep. But the seamstress had fallen asleep because she was too tired. She was continuously embroidering. In he hopped means the bird jumped inside. In he hopped. He jumped inside and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Thimble word I have written here. So she would wear a small cap kind of thing on her fingers so that it will protect from being pricked severely with the needles. So she had it on her table, and what did the swallow do? The swallow kept the ruby on the table near this thimble. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. So the bird just flew around the bed and it was fanning with the wings, with the fluttering of its wings. He was able to give some air to the suffering boy. "How cool I feel," said the boy. "I must be getting better." And he sank into a delicious slumber. Slumber means sleep. As the boy got some air on him, he felt that he is feeling very good. And then he says, I must be getting better. So he feels better with the air that comes on to him, and slowly he gets into a good sleep. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. "It is curious," he remarked, "but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold." So the swallow tells the prince that I flew and placed the ruby on the table in the seamstress's house. But even being so cold, the weather being so cold, I am feeling somewhat warm. It feels very strange to me that on a cold night I am feeling warm. "That is because you have done a good action," said the prince. And the little swallow began to think and then fell asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. So what was the good work done by the swallow? The good work was the swallow agreed to help the seamstress by the way of becoming the messenger of this happy prince. So as per the request of the prince, the swallow took out the ruby and gave it in the seamstress's house. He left it on the table of the seamstress and voluntarily he just fanned using his wings to the boy and made the boy sleep. So this was the good deed which helped the swallow to think why he was feeling warm on a cold night, and the writer has told it in a humorous way that thinking made this bird fall asleep. Okay, so let's stop here with this. Remaining part of the chapter we'll take up in the next video. So as usual, go through the chapter, mark every new word that you come across, try to build up sentences using those words. Thank you children, enjoy your time.